Hello my beautiful friends, I'm here to show you that you can get in shape and get fit and reach all of your fitness goals from your own home. So in today's video, I'm going to share all my best tips and tricks that you can use to work out and progress at home. I actually just finished a home workout myself. I did some legs and I did some abs, and the ab workout I will share with you later in this video. But first, I'm starving because I did this workout starved, so I'm gonna make some blueberry protein pancakes. But it's really good, guys. I wish I was the queen at like making food look good. I think eventually I'll get there, but I'm still working on that. But food is so important if you're trying to get fit and lean at home. We'll be talking more about that in this video. And people think of food as like good or bad food, but there's no such thing as good or bad food. It's more about like your overall macros, and you do not have to eat lettuce all day. You can eat pancakes. It's just about how are you creating these pancakes. You might have to switch around some other things in your diet. So it's really just about like the overall macro intake if you're trying to get a specific goal. And we'll talk about that later in this video, but first I'm gonna eat these pancakes. If you haven't tried to make these yet, you're missing out. And this new blueberry protein powder, so good. I'll see you in a little bit. I'm still hungry. We gotta make some more food. So that didn't really fill me up, so I'm also gonna be eating this oatmeal. I like to work out before my breakfast for two different reasons. One is that I just like getting it done, getting it out of the way. There's something about having to do it before you eat your breakfast, so you're like excited to get it over with and just get it done so that you can enjoy your breakfast afterwards. Also, you'll just feel incredible when it's done in the morning. The second reason is that I think most people enjoy procrastinating. And so a lot of the time, if we say, oh, I'm gonna do it later, that later might never happen. So when we get it done in the morning, it's out of the way, we can feel good for the rest of the day, and it's just, it just feels so good when it's done. Also, I might wake up feeling hungry, but then once I start the workout, I don't really think about it anymore because you just like kind of get into it, and so I really enjoy that. There are studies that show that when you work out fasted and you haven't had your breakfast beforehand, that you burn the fat that's stored in your body instead of burning the meal that you just ate. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna lose more weight from doing this. There's like really like different opinions on this. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know what's right and what's wrong, but I enjoy it for the reasons that I just explained before. I just wanted to go through this ab workout with you that I did this morning. I always add weights to my ab workouts. I always try and push my abs harder than I did the week before to make sure that they continuously grow week after week. The first exercise I did, I put a weight in between my 2 feet, and then I did these leg raises. I did 20 reps of 3 rounds. Each round I ended off with 10 reps of these hip raises. I then placed a weight on my chest, put my feet underneath the couch, and did 20 reps of these oblique crunches to each side for 3 rounds. I ended off today's ab workout with this funny wall exercise. I would take one leg at a time, do 20 reps, and then switch for 2 rounds. I just got out of a cold shower, and guys, it is incredible. Like, you feel so good afterwards, but in the moment it doesn't feel very good, but afterwards it's so awesome. You should try it if you haven't done that yet. I wanted to go into the bedroom to change up the background to talk about how to train and build muscle at home, because the best way to build muscle is using progressive overload, and you can do that in different ways. The typical way that normally people use at the gym is that they slowly increase the weight that they're using during their workouts. So they have a set workout routine and then they slowly add on more weight. But there is a way that we can do this at home as well. We just have limited equipment, and so that's what I kind of want to go through right now with you. I feel like this camera is crooked a little bit. Let me fix that. So there's different ways that we can progressively overload our muscles at home, and that is either by increasing our reps, increasing our sets, increasing frequency, or time of tension. So I'll kind of go through those really quickly to give you an idea of the things that you can do. I really recommend that you have a set workout routine so that there's a certain kind of workout that you do every single week, because that way you can kind of track your progress and make sure that you're pushing yourself harder than you did the week before. There are 3 really important things on top of the progressive overload that I highly suggest if you're working out at home. One is always focus on the full range of motion. So that means in the squat that you go all the way down and all the way up instead of like half-assing it. Like if you do 75% of an exercise, you just will not get the same results. The second thing is focusing on mind-muscle connection. So let's say you're doing a hip thrust at home, and really focus on squeezing your glutes as you're doing that. Or if you're working your abs, you're doing leg raises, that you really focus on squeezing your abs as you are doing that exercise. Third, very important thing is that when you're working out at home, it's important to go to failure. You might only have, let's say, 20-pound dumbbells, and you're doing squats with those 20-pound dumbbells, and you feel like when you've done 20 reps that you've done a high number of reps. The thing is though, because you can't increase the weight, if you don't have any higher weights than the 20 pounds, then you have to go higher rep to really push your muscles. So that might mean that you can do 40 or 50, but it's just super important that you go to failure. So that leads me to how we're going to be doing this progressive overload at home. One way is that you increase your reps. So like every week you have this set schedule, and then every week you write down, on Monday I was able to do 25 squats. So then you know that the following Monday when you have squats again, that you'll have to actually progress and do more than 25. Maybe you'll strive for 30 or 27, and then that way you'll know that every single week you can kind of increase the reps a little bit every week. Another way that you can do it is by increasing the sets. So that makes sense as well. Let's say you do 3 sets of each exercise for 1 week, then the following week you'll try and do 4 sets, maybe with less reps. I don't know, that depends on how much you can push yourself, but like increasing the sets. You can also do a mix of the two. Third is the frequency. So if you are used to working out 3 days a week, you might increase that to 5 days a week, because you're not able to use the same amount of weights as you were previously at the gym. The last thing that you can do is increase your time under tension. So that means, let's say you're doing a squat, while you're lowering the weights, you're counting to 4, and then you go up for 1 second. Then you lower for 4 and go up for 1 second, or even count to 2 going down and 2 going up. So that's another way that you can push yourself. And so if you do have this set schedule, then every single week you'll know what you did the week before, because you've noted that down, and then the week after that you can try and push yourself harder. And that is a really good way to make sure that you see progress and that you actually see yourself getting stronger every single week. If you want to know more about how to get abs, then check out this video, because I share a lot more about that in that video. If you're able to find weights that make you able to do a rep range between 6 to 12, I highly suggest that. But as I said previously, the most important thing is that you try and go towards failure. So that if that means that you have to do 50 reps to hit that failure point, then that is the most important thing. But if you're able to add more weights, then I highly suggest that. And that goes for abs, it goes for legs, that goes for arms. It does not matter. Adding weight, I believe, is such a good way to grow muscle. But as you know, if you want to get abs, you want to build muscle, you want to lose weight, you want to turn some fat into muscle, then your nutrition is super important. So let's get into that next. I decided to go for a walk because I feel like that's something we all can take a lot more advantage of, because if you don't have to sit at your desk and you can work from your home, then why not take an hour every day where you go for a walk and you do the phone calls that you have to do, the meetings while you're walking. You can check your emails on your phone and just get as much work done as you can while you're out walking. Because if you want to, let's say, lose some weight or just like get some more fresh air and be outside and just exercise and move some more, then why not take an hour a day to do that while you're still working, and then that way it doesn't take away from your time, your precious time. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be walking while talking to you about nutrition. And if you want to build muscle, as well as if you want to lose fat while building muscle, I do really truly believe that protein is so important. So an easy way to think of it is doing 1 gram per pound per day. So that means if you weigh 130 pounds, then that would be 130 grams per day if you're active and if you are either looking to build muscle or lose some weight while maintaining your muscle mass. Another thing, if you want to lose weight, it's really just a matter of being in a caloric deficit, and if you want to gain weight as well as gain muscle, then you'll have to be in the caloric surplus. For every pound that you want to lose, you have to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. Every pound you want to gain, you have to be in a 3,500 calorie surplus. And there are different calculators online that can help you set an estimate, but these are not always accurate. So what you have to do is set that as a starting point, and if you don't see that you're reaching your goals, then adjust it to your body. For instance, if I go after MyFitnessPal's estimate for my calories, I think that's about, like, it's telling me that I need like 3,000 calories a day, which I know is too much, so that means I would slowly gain weight if I trusted MyFitnessPal. Then there are other calculators that estimate my calorie intake too low, and so I just had to figure out with my body what is my caloric needs. So the protein is super important, the total calories is super important. A lot of people think that they have to do cardio to lose weight, and that's actually not the case. As long as you're in a caloric deficit, you could do this either by doing cardio and weight training and just exercising, but you can also do this by just simply lowering your calories. I do suggest though doing cardio and doing weight training just because it's so important for your mental and physical health. So I definitely suggest that. I just want to make it clear that that's not a need. The most important thing is your nutrition. The same comes to if you want to lose stubborn fat in a certain area. It's all about like your total body fat percentage, and you can really do a lot of that through your nutrition. If you want abs, nutrition is so important, but I explain more about that in my other abs videos, so check those out if you want a little bit more specific details on that. Also, I do have my at-home workout program where I explain all of this in detail and really go through it step by step to guide you so that you know exactly what you need to do. I also have my abs meal plan guide. If you are interested in that, then you can check that out in the description below. Now, when it comes to cardio, you have got different options. I really enjoy when the dance studios are closed to go running in the morning because it pushes me and I feel incredible afterwards. I don't necessarily enjoy running. I will sometimes enjoy it, but when I go for sprints and stuff, it's really freaking tough, but I also know that the benefits I get out of it are like priceless when I don't have my dancing. So that's something I really enjoy, but there's so many options. Something that I do is take online dance classes, and whatever it is that you're into, I know that they have found some way to be able to do that online. So I know you can go on YouTube and literally learn any athletic ability that you wanted to learn, or just like follow along classes, and there's Peloton if you want to do cycling. There's just so many options. So it's really about either pushing yourself to do what you know is good for you because you know that it has long-term happiness effects on you, or figure out what you think could be fun to try and then make it a routine to do it every day, every second day, however much you want to do it. So combining cardio and weight training, I definitely suggest, highly suggest, just because they both have incredible impact on your body and your mind, and we want to stay as happy and as positive and our best possible self all the time, right? So why would we let quarantine stop us? I think I'm gonna end this video here. I'm so grateful that you watched this video and that you wanted to listen to my tips. I hope you learned a couple of things, or at least got reminded of a couple of things. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot, and give me a like. I'm trying to grow to 10K. Yeah, I am excited to see you in the next one. Bye.